Do you live where there's a homeowners association? Are you on the board? Is it making you miserable? I've done that, didn't care for it all. And the problem is you're a volunteer doing something that's really intended for professionals to be doing. Life is so much nicer as a member of a homeowners association if you have professional management staff. I've got Michele Richey-Martin here with me today to share with us some of the ways life is better when you've got a professional guiding your board. Michele, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Wally. I appreciate you having me today.
I appreciate that. You know, I have been on those boards, both on the commercial side and the residential side, and it's misery. One of the things that makes it miserable is there tends not to be an adult in the room. What I mean by that is someone who is objective and detached and knows what needs to be done to guide and lead the board. How do you help the boards coalesce so they can just feel better about living in the community?
Right. Well, our job is to help the board uphold the covenants and restrictions. There are laws that are updated every July that we have to keep them informed with. Excuse me. And what we try to do is be the middleman between the board and the homeowner or the business owners, and we try to diffuse the situation. If there's a plumbing issue at a commercial property, if there's paving, we get quotes. If there's a homeowner that's mad because there's a dog running around, you know, there's ordinances with that. So we try to say, okay, we send a letter or we call them and we try to say, look, you know, we're just here to, you know, keep peace in the community.
Right.
And the board doesn't want to be put in the middle of that. It's a requirement that there be at least a president, secretary, and treasurer. I do have a board of 9 members. However, you know, we try to work as a family, and we try to make the community the best that it can be, and uphold the values, uphold the housing values and the aesthetic appeal.
Of course. You know, what I enjoyed most about having professional management and boards that I've sat on is the management company receives the initial call, whatever that call might be. It doesn't matter if it's a trash can, a dog, something broke, a smart call, a dumb call, whatever that call is, it's received by the unemotional person to take it in and figure out what to do next. I like not being the person taking the call.
That is correct. That is correct, yes. And they do know how to get a hold of us. My information is on every letter. And, you know, that way they can communicate with me. I'd rather they communicate me by email so I can keep track of it and then refer back to it. Because with so many associations, sometimes you kind of forget, you're like, who am I supposed to reply back to? So that way everything is time and date stamped, and that way I can go to the board and say, okay, at the meeting, this is what happened, this is how we resolved it. Or sometimes I have to go back to the board and say, look, you know, this is the 5th letter on the lawn. What would you like me to do?
Sure. Ultimately, they're still board decisions.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm in the direction of the board, and I'm just the administrator, and I take the heat from the homeowners that are mad about the 5th letter or the dog running loose.
Sure. One of the other frustrations I had when I've been involved in associations or boards that didn't have professional management is when it came time to repair something, even something simple. The classic would be the front gates not actuating correctly,
right.
and attempting to find competent help, and then figuring out what should this reasonably cost. How does your vendor list help us to make easy decisions and get a prompt response when something's not working?
Right, we do have a list of licensed and insured vendors. We make sure that's updated. We do have some people that we use on a regular basis. And then that way, if the gate does break, it's just a matter of texting. Sometimes I'll go out there and take a picture and say, hey, these are the bolts on the fence. This is the model number. I need someone out here Monday, because it's on a Friday. And they're like, okay, that's fine. As long as you keep that information, I try to keep it all on my phone so that I'm instantly in contact with the vendor. Landscapers, they might miss bushes along the fence. They might miss something else, and I'll say, hey, Rolando, can you please take care of this? He'll say, yes, I'll be there tomorrow.
Keep everybody good quality assurance.
Everybody lined up.
Well, I can absolutely say that life is better if you're living in an associated community to have professional management. What's the easiest way for people to get a hold of you, Michele?
The easiest way, they can contact me directly. It's Michele Richey-Martin at Comcast.net.
Excellent. I'd like to thank Michele for being with us today. If you're in an association, good for you. If you're in an association without professional management, not so good. Have a great day.